guys, this is Sarah's night.
And Atlantis, and we just lost the recording.
Yeah.
But that's
the emulator crashed anyway, so it's like, why don't we go ahead and lose the video too?
yeah. Well, that's a decision that Hypercam made.
Thanks, Hypercam. Bastard.
So, yeah, we missed a bit of conversation there.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah.
We were talking about how you decided
how I'm in love with the Baconator, yet I know that it's going to bring me closer to death, that much closer to death. It's
because
how does Aerosmith say it in his song? Your love is sweet misery.
But yeah,
that is the Baconator.
This should be where we started last video. This is why we've been keeping several saves. So in case this happened, we could back up to where we last were, so y'all guys didn't miss anything.
Okay, one thing I think I'm going to do here differently than last time, go ahead, put these two items in, and before getting on the train...
Give Rebecca some Molotov cocktails.
Well, yeah, that too, and also I'm going to go grab the grenade launcher.
Okay. Now, back to this Baconator business. Why exactly makes you say that you have a problem? How many...
Oh, why the Baconator is like the beautiful woman who offers you all the pleasures of heaven for one night, and yet, you know...
So, I'm sitting there...
You know she's slaloming, that's actually a word, head first into the grave.
And you say that because you did not just consume
After the first Baconator, I was like... I'm just like, I look at Atlantis, dead in the eye sockets! Dead in the windows of his soul. Sorry, I did that one wrong. I was like, you know what? I pounded the table once and I was like, I'm getting another. I know this is a bad idea, but the pleasure that it will give me for the moment.
Now,
you know,
like in the video that we lost, I have to bring this up. That I think
I put the Molotovs down somewhere.
Oh.
And I, don't worry, I think I vaguely remember where it was. But like when I came across it in the last video, I thought it was just an empty bottle.
Right.
But it must have been the Molotovs.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
But yeah, last video we talked about how it's funny that I'm gaining weight and I eat less than you.
Are you actually
But you're
gaining?
I've got a pot belly. I've got a beer butt. Yeah, beer gut.
Beer
butt. Right?
Okay.
I got junk in the trunk. But and you're like, that's probably because you eat more garbage than I am. But just the meal that we just had is a really good example of me.
That's one example, though. A one-time deal does not make all the difference in the world.
Well,
that
I'm
I'm like
just
25
saying.
pounds less than you.
It's an interesting coincidence that we had that conversation, and then we go to Wendy's. I just grabbed a chicken sandwich and a drink, and you grab 2 Baconators and a Frosty. That's all I'm saying.
Well, again, dude, in comparison to how I was about 3 years ago when I started getting sick, dude, I wasn't emaciated, but I was only like 140 pounds because I was eating so little. That's probably like, I think I'm like 177 now, I think. And I think like for a guy I think I'm 5'10". I think like for a guy at that height, the like healthy weight is 165 or 170, something like that. So hey, dude, better to be like a few pounds overweight than 25 pounds under, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta give me that.
Yeah.
By the way, where the hell did... Okay, I think it was on a bottom floor room. No problem. I gotta get those Molotov cocktails, dude.
Yeah, that fight did not go well.
It was just an unnecessary amount of health, she lost. Yeah, and again, like, y'all missed it because we've already been through this in the video. The last video crashed. It was like the game at one point just was like it was trying to think of, okay, so do I go ahead and make this count as a hit from the leech zombie that Rebecca encounters here in a little bit? Because like you clearly saw its arm like pass to the side of me, And it was like, but nevertheless, about a second later, Rebecca did like a damage animation, and you saw blood, just spew out of her by the gallons. Oh, well, of course I can't carry it because I'm gonna put this on Rebecca.
Now, what are the chances that both the emulator and the screen capture software both fail?
Dude, I cannot, as well behaved as Hypercam has been lately, I just, it sounds stupid for some reason, but surely it was just because I closed the emulator before closing the video. It is like, wait, oh, what was I recording? What? Who? Where? How? And it messed up on me.
Maybe, I don't know, it's just...
Screw the grenade launcher. Well, again, the next section we're going to, you see how all these, these facilities underneath Raccoon City that Umbrella built are interconnected, so it's not like I need to get the grenade launcher right this moment or I'll lose it forever. And I kind of like that, don't get me wrong, they should have, but it is good that Capcom, thought to put these all together and not, make sure that every location in, Resident Evil 0 was connected, so that
you don't screw yourself.
Yeah, so that you can go back for anything you needed to. It's like, just get in the train and forget about the monkey. And yeah, it got Rebecca real good right there, but she seems fine in the scene to come.
Bye, Billy.
Yeah, so we're actually going to have to be without Billy for a while.
Say goodnight, Kevin.
Good night, Kevin. I like how Rebecca just, turns around and looks at it, it's like... And again, how did that happen? You say that the power went out because...
Really?
Yeah. Well, it only took 2 that time. That's cool. Lost about the same amount of health ultimately from last time.
There's only 2 grapples.
But at least I got all these bullets. At least I managed to keep all of them, right?
Right.
But yeah, we see the power went up in here because you'd think that the leech zombie, before coming down to Rebecca, had actually intelligently gone up there and taken out one of the coils. But he was already behind me, up in Rebecca's grill, as the power went out, somebody just jerked it out of there. So it was like, did Marcus somehow, get all these leeches right here to congregate and, with their combined strength pull it,
When your powers combine...
Were you a Captain Planet fan as a child?
I was.
Just for conversation?
Yes, I was.
Why was it the boy that... Well, I mean, not like he was the only boy out of the 5, don't get me wrong. It was like, why didn't they just let the girl in the group be the one to control the power heart? It just... Maybe that's actually, slightly sexist on my part, I'll admit. It's just... That's how you'd expect, though,
Because it was the crappiest power, it seemed more sexist to give the woman the weakest power. I think.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it, dude. I mean... But, was that really a thing back then, though? That kind of political correctness?
I think it's always been a thing, I don't think it's
or
ever
as
been...
much of a thing to where they would literally be like, okay, this is totally unorthodox, giving a boy the power of heart, but we better do it to make sure that, feminist moms and stuff won't get on our asses about this,
Why couldn't he have been, lightning or something? That's... I mean, earth, fire, wind, water, lightning? That's a thing, right?
Yeah.
That could have worked.
Well, I guess generally they combine lightning and wind into just one or the other, Chrono Trigger is just lightning, but you just kind of assume the powers of wind, same thing. Most of the time it's just wind. Very rarely is it actually, separated. Kind of like earth and wood.
Earth and wood, yeah. In the Avatar world, they have like the basics, and then there's like the basics will also control something else, like and
something like a little more.
Like for example, you can earth bend, which is moving earth around. You can't bend wood, right? But earth, like specifically rocks and dirt, right? But the step up from that is metal bending, which is very hard to do, right?
Right.
And, you know, it's about finding particles in metal.
Oh, by the way, got a Magnum there, buy off that corpse.
Oh, yeah.
Guy on the train, the corpse on the train just happened to... It's cool. Anyway, go ahead.
In Avatar, lightning is actually the upgraded version of fire bending. Like, you go from fire bending to lightning bending, right? Now, water bending is probably the biggest taboo of them all, because the, like, upgraded water bending is blood bending.
That was actually a thing?
Yeah. And it's
when did they need to do that?
Only, like, the bad guys would do that.
Yeah, I was like, it kind of sounds like an evil thing. Like,
it is.
They manipulate the blood of their opponents to, like, kill them from the inside out in some horrible way.
Oh, so, there were airbenders that would, the bad guy airbenders would just make a dome around your head and just take the air out of your lungs and let you suffocate.
And this was a cartoon?
On Nickelodeon.
Wow, that's... Just the concept. I'm sure they didn't get, like, graphic, you know?
Now, there are...
But the concept of it, you know?
Now, there are, like, other, like, forms of bending that are even rarer than that. That's, like, kind of rare from person to person. Like, you could lava bend. It's a type of earth bending. There was combustion bending, which is basically controlled explosions. That was a spin-off of fire bending and that kind of stuff.
Right.
And
this time I'm alert.
Yeah.
Like, it totally took us by surprise.
Yeah, and this guy right here.
And you know what? It would have been better if I had been surprised, like last time.
Mm-hmm.
Because that first guy actually took a moment to, like, say hi before taking a swipe at you. And this time I just stupidly ran forward after him, and
you
second,
paid the price.
Yeah, the second hunter was already on the move. Like, for some reason, the first time, even though I was surprised by the first one, the second one just kind of stayed back here and chilled for a while. I was like, yeah, I'll see if she can, you know, kill my buddy first. And then I'll get pissed and actually come after you.
Frank, no!
What was that Ixion during the part where Chris encounters the zombies, you know, past that bridge at the airport?
Yeah.
He was like, Steve, no, you don't understand, sir. I'm just really bloody. Luke, I'll help you. Don't worry. That was funny. Actually, not a good idea. I wonder the Molotov cocktails I sat down there in order to pick up this key. Come to think, I might want to go back and grab them and then bring them up here before I summon the tram. Because that might block off the room. I mean, I don't see how I'd get back to it, personally. Better safe than sorry.
Words to live by. The Left 4 Dead church guy.
I like how you actually heard his voice, like, you know, starting to become garbled and monstrous sounding behind the door as the
special infected,
as like the horde was wearing off and the church bell just stopped ringing,
like
all of a sudden.
Oh, that was really cool. Left 4 Dead was good stuff. We had a good time with it.
And it was mainly like, I mean, and there were so many kind of like glitches you could think of, like at least visual, not really gameplay. But
there were a few.
Like, the big thing about it was just so fun to play over and over because somehow every experience felt different.
And like in our group, everybody seemed to have their roles, and
yeah,
you know, I don't know, it was a good time.
You know how I am with video games. How like certain kinds of games, I try to find ways to like personally challenge myself. Well, that was definitely one where I could.
There
was one where it was like, handguns only, or try to make it through an entire easy mode campaign in one life, like never use a health pack.
Yep. One bar. Just. Did you use pills? Or
no,
healing?
like just no HP restoration period. I made it.
Did you ever beat the game using only handguns? Because I don't think I ever managed to take down a tank with just handguns.
Actually, I think we tried that once.
I think if we had like 4 people, all with dual handguns, maybe, but I don't think solo you'd be able to do it.
You mean like literally playing by your? But you mean like still having the AI, right? Because if the AI are using, the most powerful weapons, it's really not going to make that much of a difference whether you're on handguns or not.
Oh, well then.
But I think there was one time where you and me, we actually, I don't think we beat every campaign. Because I think like by the third one, we might have beaten like the first 2, but on the airport one, we eventually kind of had to give up because it was taking so many tries. But we went on advanced and killed off like the 2 AI, and then just
solo.
like tried to make it through with handguns. And I mean, it took several tries, but I think we beat like the first 2. And finally, it was like X and SF or whoever else trying to get us on Xbox Live to like play something else. They're like, "Man, you guys done yet?" And so we were like, "Yeah, we better give up," because like the airport one was just becoming too difficult.
That was also fun. Remember the time when we did speed runs, like just screw infected. It's the first to get to the safe house. Screw you guys, bye.
Yeah. It was like who could get there first.
And it's
funny we made a race
somebody
out of it.
would get caught by a smoker or a hunter or something like that, and it's up to like the person like behind you or in front of you if they're gonna be generous enough to free you to continue racing, or they could just let you die.
Yeah, like if you were in front and you got caught by an infected, like that was one risk. If you stayed in front, you were generally the most at risk when when the special infected would show up. It was like we would just like kind of like laugh at the first person who got caught, as we run by. It was like, "Hey, I'm ahead of you now," and there's definitely no chance of you because you're caught, so you're gonna stay there until you die. It's like, screw you, man, screw you. Just watching a teammate run past.
In Left 4 Dead 2, there was a mode where zombies would only die from headshots. Did you ever play that?
Or like it just took an unnecessary amount of.
Oh no, that's what it was. In Left 4 Dead 2, there was a mode called it was like
real survival or
real
something.
Survival,
or
yeah, something like that.
Real life.
Or
whatever.
there was like some modes that would cycle through the week.
So it was like in that mode, it was like a witch would. They figure, if a witch actually like got her claws in you, you would literally just die instantly.
So that's what it was in real survival.
And also you can't see the outlines of your teammates.
Nope.
So you have to stay together. You have to do a better job of staying together. And it was like zombies would take a lot more damage than normal to the body because it's like you figure if zombies were realistic, then you'd really have to go for the headshot. So. And dude, even on normal mode on Left 4 Dead 2, just trying to beat a normal campaign without teammates, like with just AI. I tried like real survival on everyone, and most of them were really. It still took me several tries. It was really freaking hard.
Dude, no joke. Left 4 Dead 2's default difficulty is a lot ramped up than Left 4 Dead 1.
Oh, this is the cutscene where we crashed on.
Yeah, so let's hope. Here we go. Knock on wood. Oh yay, we made it.
Don't shoot. You're alive.
Are you okay, Rebecca?
Where is everybody?
They should have arrived here before me.
Where'd
Haven't you
they come
seen them?
from?
That's unfortunate. If we go straight from here, we should arrive at an old mansion which Umbrella uses for research. Come on, let's go.
I'm totally not just reading lines.
Wait, I've got to find Billy.
Yeah.
Billy Cohen? You mean you found that criminal?
Yes, but we got separated and...
No point worrying about him. He won't make it. Come
What?
on, let's go.
How do you know?
Sir, please. I need to find him. Don't worry. I'll catch up with you.
Rebecca... All right. Just be careful.
You can tell that's exactly how a superior officer would talk down to the youngest, most like naive, wet behind the ears, wet behind the ears person in the group.
Just
Rebecca. Ugh. And you can tell how, like, I don't know what term I'm really trying to think of here, forced the dialogue was.
It sounded like he was just reading from
it was like,
lines.
If we go straight from here, we should arrive at an old mansion. Well, it's not really feasible to say exactly where the mansion is or where you think it would be, so you just have to use, like, kind of a generic way of saying it, like, go straight from here. Yeah, according to the game. According to the layout in the game, I suppose so. And it was like, no point in worrying about him, he won't make it. Well, we don't know exactly where he is or how well he's done against, you know, the zombies and monsters so far, so what are you talking about?
I don't know, that dude's voice acting was terrible, though. I think it was
Who, Enrico's?
bad. Yeah.
Still,
or whoever the voice actor was.
Still, overall, I did like the scene. I thought it was a good way, like, Rebecca finally kind of coming clean and establishing, I have found him, we're actually cooperating. Kind of trying to hint, I don't think he's such a bad guy. That kind of thing.
Well, it's...
And I mean, actually caring enough about Billy to stay behind and still be by herself, which of course is, that presents the most danger. Just letting Enrico go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
You see, like, the emotion I felt, I think that scene was trying to capture. And
Yeah.
of course we can't go further into that. A player should well, actually, anybody watching, I'm saying players, you might be able to recognize this. This, of course, is Birkin's lab.
Yep.
Literally 3 months later, you're going to see Leon and Claire and Ada and Sherry dicking around down here. So, I mean, of course, the room, we took the tram car down here and everything. And,
Yep.
So that room up above there where you activate it, that should look familiar. And, of course, it was a nice... it was a detail that, they definitely should have caught. But I still think it's nice that they did. The fact that Capcom was like, they had that hatch that led back down through the sewers, and you could go back to the police station from there in RE2. Well, they had to seal it off in this game to keep you from actually, like, going all the way back there. And of course, that would have made so many more like maps, layouts to have to create for this game and stuff. Possibly more enemies. And by the way, what the hell is this key to? Elevator key. Wait. Was the elevator locked? Because Enrico just came out of it. Actually, no, I haven't searched this area. Are you sure? I guess it means that, well, I found the key just laying there next to the door, so... Is there, like, another elevator somewhere? If I recall, the Tyrant will show up. The actual 001, like the first version ever. Ah, past that rubble was this other elevator right here, now I remember. Okay.
You know what we're trying to do, game. Just stop.
There's a keyhole. I had to be right next to the keyhole, just for whatever. Yeah, Tyrant 001 comes down and kind of crashes Rebecca's party here, and she takes it down, because it's kind of... It's a little bit glitchy, as you'll be able to see here in a minute. Quite frankly, that giant claw, though, I think that's intimidating enough.
Cat, freaking Umbrella, stop putting the hearts on the outside of your
Yeah.
creatures' chests. Twitchy, twitchy.
Dodge! But it's nice that, they pay attention to that much detail. There's actually a reason why the Tyrant that, Wesker shows to you at the end of RE1, why it's called 002. It wasn't officially the first one to be created. And in an earlier game, you know, like timeline-wise, you actually, you know, you see one already, you know, getting fought off and destroyed here. Actually, no, I don't think this is the only fight that the Tyrant has with Becca, but I think that, like, she and Billy team up when it comes back.
Whoa!
Wee!
Wee, that's going back to Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, that's exactly what Becca was saying just now.
So,
Oh, wee!
like, there's sometimes in Left 4 Dead when, during a tank fight, oh my gosh.
Do you know what, to like flip over like that as you crash face first on the ground? And unfortunately, I think it caused me to, I still had the volume turned up from the cutscene. I think it caused me to like, miss with the next to last shot. I think I wasted a bullet.
But, yeah, we're talking about Left 4 Dead, sometimes when you're fighting a tank.
No!
There's just, you're gonna take damage. There's times you know you're gonna take damage, right? And the thing is, if you jump right before you get hit by a tank, sometimes you can actually get propelled a really good long distance. I think it's a glitch in the game they never really addressed.
Right.
So, I saw the tank coming and I knew I was gonna get hit.
You were gonna go off of a building.
So
you're like, oh boy, here it comes. Yep, I know I'm gonna get hit. And then it punches you and you go flying and you're like, oh, wee.
I acted like it was a ride, like it was fun. It's like, wee! Huh. Hey, you gonna die?
Probably. I think needing an entire, I think it takes like a good 12 Magnum shots, and I didn't have another clip with me. Like, in fact, I don't know if Billy has it. I don't know where I might have dropped it. But I think it takes like a good 12 Magnum shots.
That's it. You did it.
Still, I'm not.
Nope. Nope. Yeah, that's right. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Why did the screen kind of get grainy there for a second? Did you see
I
that?
don't know. No talking now. Only dreams.
I don't know if it was worth losing all that health though to save a few Magnum bullets.
You might not have saved them if you can't find them.
Well, I mean, the map will show you where items were left, so, I mean, off camera we can kind of go back searching for stuff. It'll be inconvenient, take time, but, you know.
Oh, whatever, we'll do it off camera.
So what's on level 4? I don't remember what's what on...
Marcus, would you keep your leeches off the screen?
You and your friends no longer amuse me. Good riddance.
What does that feel like?
Nothing will stop me from getting you.
Having that thing crawl up your arm. And I don't understand what he thinks Becca and Billy have to do with Umbrella. He wants revenge on Umbrella. Why is he pissed at us?
Shut up.
He's like, you no longer amuse me. Like, is Becca in your way somehow? She doesn't even know you.
Alright, who's the worst villain? Alfred or Marcus?
Alfred.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, at least Marcus doesn't sound stupid, I guess. And even then, I'd say Marcus's motivations are a little bit more believable overall. It's just, I kind of think he's directing most of his anger at the wrong person right now.
He controls leeches with opera music that he sings himself.
That's kind of... I don't know, I find that fascinating in a way, as batshit insane as it is. I thought you were about to do the riff from Doug.
Hattie mayonnaise.
Okay, so what we got here? I think if you go like level 2 and 1, that's like a quick shortcut to the training facility and other places. Come to think, you know what? It's probably a good place to stop. So,
yeah, sounds good to me.
alright. Catch you guys next time.
Later!